As you know, as a tourist, after 90 days you have to get out of the country. So I went to Vanuatu for 2 weeks, I went to Hawaii for 3 weeks. On Vanuatu I had two aims: visit a living, breathing volcano with lava that I could see, and climb the highest summit, Kontabe Masana, which is not so easy. I was the third person to climb it this year, in 2024, so I did it in December or mid-December. Two Aussies did it in January last year, which means that between their moment and my moment, there was a lot of plans grew, so my guide and my porter had to do a lot of work with the machete. So this is my porter in the water. No, sorry, this is my guide, my porter Henry. They have a fixed rope because everything can be slippery when it's raining. We didn't have too much rain, but still. And the guys are very, very strong. I mean, my guy was doing everything on flippers, and Henry the porter was doing everything just bare feet, walking on sticks, sharpy things. I was bleeding on my hands, and I didn't play with the machete. They had no scratches, nothing. They used the machete to do that in the trees to find the route. This is the camp one. There's two camps to go to the summit, and it's hard to see just green when it's dense vegetation. No luck with the summit. Just a little bit here, and you know, it's often that's in mountaineering. You think you're gonna get there, you're still not there. You go a bit down, you go back up, and so on. And this is where we're happy. On the scene. So Henry here, porter was also his first time. So he didn't know what to do. Like, we're happy, how do you celebrate? So my porter knows you do the hooray or the victory or whatever. He was like, what do I do? Because it was his first time where he came to, to be in the photo, to kind of do a pose for doing something like being kind of happy. Not too many scratches, but I did almost nothing. And my feet got wet because I was crossing the rivers. You have to cross the rivers about 23 times following the river until you start climbing. And because my feet got wet all the time, I got an intense pain on the way back. 2 weeks ago I was in Tasmania. I went to Frenchman's Cap, for those who have been there. So Frenchman's Cap, it's this beautiful mountain. I'm going to show you a few photos. And the special shirt, because we're getting to it. It was not the holiday season, so the sun had this beautiful shirt. And then I went back to the hut, and I decided that it was supposed to be stormy, but I felt like I had to take the opportunity to take the risk of getting into the storm, and I got actually dried all night so I could have a sunset and a sunrise. I'm showing you a few photos. So this is really why I'm doing this risk. Well, this is just Frenchman's Cap. It's a very regular mountain, not too hard in Tasmania. And sunsets are beautiful. So this is the cone of Frenchman's Cap, the shade on another mountain. We could also see the Tasmanian Sea. This is Clytemnestra. Actually, you see better here. So the next day with my friend John, who is an avid bushwalker, exploring for now 35 years. He's been almost everywhere in Tasmania. We climbed this one completely off track, so again, bush bashing, pushing the trees and plants. So as the crow flies, it's 1.6 kilometers, but that took us 3 hours to go, 3 hours to come back. And when the sunlets are flat, it's nice to have some mirror photography or the mists near the morning. One of the projects I do since 2016 is I'm traveling with a little Tintin in French, and I'm taking photos because we have to believe that Tintin is the biggest explorer. Come on, he was the first on the moon, remember? Before Neil Armstrong. So this is him. This is actually the entry of the largest cave system in I think it's in Australia as well. Some caves here, you might know the name, I forgot the name. I looked it up. A few years ago they rejoined and then they were sure. And I also spent a day with Nick Monk. Nick Monk is a police officer who came at the end of Tasmania winter trek to take some photos of me with ABC television. But he's also a wildlife photographer. He's only focusing on Tasmania and mostly on nature, trees and forests. So this is a tree he found that has lots of colors, but I took it in black and white. And when you take a special angle, do you see the women in the dress? With the two arms and two big horns. Could be like the monster in, I think it's Dormammu in the Marvels or something. One thing that I'm doing also in the last 6 months is that I'm interviewing other adventurers and explorers for a show that I call Meet Explorers. You have it on my t-shirt. This is Brigitte Muir. She was born in Liège in Belgium, and she became Australian 35 years ago, and she was the first Australian woman to climb Mount Everest and the first Australian male or female to do the 7 summits. We're pretty good friends. And oh yeah, and that is the first koala on the summit of Mount Everest as well. And this was yesterday morning in Mount Arapiles, where I finished the interview about her. And these are all the people I've been interviewing since October. So what did I also do in the last 6 months here in Australia? So there's a dark tree expedition, the cart removal. I drove 7,000 km and I did 2,000 kilometers hitchhiking in WA because I had 3 aims. Do my talk in Perth, climb Mount Meharry, and visit, I don't know where pretty well, it's not there. See, it's a bit further. Do the Bungos. Why? Because I also want to climb the highest summit of every state. There's only one missing now, which is Mount Woodruff in southern Australia, but I need an Aboriginal permit. I've been negotiating hard, but they said no one, not even Australians can climb it. I went to Vanuatu in Hawaii. I did 4 conferences, including this one, and also a school in Melbourne. I'm still filming Tintin around the globe because I want to do an exhibition about this. I'm taking some 360 photos to put later on Google Maps, because not everyone is lucky or healthy. You know, some people are in a wheelchair and they will never be able to go, let's say, to the Bungos. It's not possible when you're in a wheelchair. So I'd like to take these 360 photos so people can visit these wonderful and beautiful places. That's about me. That's about it for me today.